Real conversations, real solutions, real success.
Success is my religion.
Welcome to another episode of the Success is My Religion podcast on the podcast network. The Porch is on the Success is My Religion podcast network.
Yeah.
I just started doing that, but
That's smooth. I like that. That's
all
smooth.
right, all right. Well, CJ got the topic for today, and I'm gonna chime in when
All right. Well,
he done.
today's topic is something I've been uh, going over mentally in my head. Today's topic is damn. Oh, no, today's topic is that are you are you comfortable or do you comply with your level of success? Like, so if you are at a level of success that you're comfortable with, but do you strive to get more, or do you just strive to get the success level that you feel that you're going to be comfortable with and not strive to get more or maybe attempt to get more?
Do more, be more.
Yeah, just continue to climb that ladder of success, because just because you got to some place, there's more success to be out there if you decide that you want to not be comfortable where you're at, and then you challenge yourself as well as others around you, if you have a crew or anything like that, to be more successful, to be more committed to excellence, to be a better you, a more successful you, because that's what it takes in this world to be successful and not have too many worries. And that's where we're all trying to get. We're trying to get places where we are, that we fit in, that we deserve to be in. And some people's visions are very long, and some people's visions are very short. It just depends on where you are in life, and what you're going to do about it when you achieve the rate that you want to achieve. Is it going to be more? Is it going to be less? Are you going to be content? Are you just going to be like, well, I made it.
Right,
This is it. And then you see people passing you, maybe if you're paying attention,
right.
or you just be like, well, I'm cool with this right now, and then maybe you get comfortable and you be like, well, I think I deserve more. Let's get more success. Let's be more successful. Let's see if we can't uh, break some boundaries of success. And that's what this topic is today. Are you gonna just go for
Bust
the
through that
fame?
ceiling?
You're
Are
gonna,
you gonna bust through the ceiling? Or are you just gonna hit your own personal ceiling?
yeah,
It, that's the main thing. Are you gonna bust through your own personal ceiling of what you think success is, or are you gonna be comfortable with what you think success is?
yeah. That sums it up pretty
I
good.
don't know. I'm just
that's
you
where I'm.
know that's what,
That's where I'm going with it. Yeah.
yeah, because ultimately what I see, and the young people be like, you talk too much, Mr. Taylor," and I'm like, "You need somebody to be talking a little bit, and you
You
need to
better.
listen a little bit."
You people better listen.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So I did one episode of the podcast with a couple of my female students, and they was like, "Yeah, people liked it, but they said you talk too much." And I was like, Well, we probably ain't gonna be able to do this podcast because I'm gonna tell you what I need to tell you."
That's how you get information.
Yeah, right, right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But
That's
what I see
crazy work.
in young people is that they don't have long-term visions and goals, and maybe they don't understand. You tell us in the comments whether you understand that what the work is necessary to get achieve what you want to get,
Hmm.
or you just don't have a long-term goal. I had a long-term goal, but it wasn't clearly defined by any means. It was just a long-term goal that set me in a direction of what I wanted to do next.
Okay.
It helped me
Okay.
with my
Yeah.
decision because you're gonna get 2 decisions there's 2 paths to go all the time, at least. You know what I mean? So there's gonna be 2 paths on every decision, crucial decision that we coming up on graduation season
Oh
for
yeah,
high schoolers and college people. Um,
it's my favorite season.
yeah, I like going to I'm going to my last graduation as an employee. I gotta throw that out there too, but, because, you know, I don't wanna go into the details. You'll hear the details later after I'm done with my contract.
I just want to let you know that I was a big supporter of his decision.
I appreciate that,
Yeah,
and the
because you
story's
deserve
gonna come
more.
out.
Yeah, you deserve more. Let's get more.
Yeah, let's get more, and that's what we talking about. Like, you can stay stagnant in what you believe is successful. Have For me, it was having a good job. Not that's not my ultimate goal, but it kept me afloat,
Yeah,
and you can get comfortable being kept afloat. So,
you definitely can.
yeah, and then you start losing out on what you're passionate about, and I was losing out on what I was passionate about. I'm up here questioning my in my comfort, I'm questioning whether I know what I know, even though I know that I know what I know.
Yeah,
Is that a
okay.
bar? That's a
Yeah,
bar.
that's all right. We spitting flows today.
You get what I'm
I
saying?
do get what you're saying, but I also, and this is just something that's been going on in my head for maybe a month or two, is that sometimes we get comfortable just being accepted or given what we want because it's something that we want. But there is tiers to this. There's levels. Just like in a car, there's trim packages. Yeah, you can get a brand new car with the minimum and it might have all the stuff that you want. And if you're coming from a car that's early 2000s or 90s, then that's going to be good enough for you. But if you do not take the time to explore all the trim packages, you may be able to get a top tier package, which is going to cost. So that kind of scares people sometimes that,
Mhm.
okay, even though I want this, it's going to cost me a little bit extra. Always go for what you want, regardless of what it is, regardless of what people tell you. If that's what you want for yourself, then that's what you need to do. And you need to figure out the best possible way to execute that because it can be executed. If you can just get in the door is wide open once you in there and you can go to any room that you want. But you can't just be happy with just being accepted in the house.
Right. Because
So,
they will accept you. So when we're talking to our 15 to 25-year-olds, right? They will accept you at the entry level,
yeah.
at all them the quick trip jobs, the retail jobs, jobs at Target and all of them places. Yes, they want you to work. They need workers at the bottom. It's not many managers and assistant managers and regional managers. There's no We talked about this, and my coworker, he was like, the number of people that you are fighting for those top competing for those top roles is exponentially big,
Yeah.
but there's only one regional manager. You know what I mean? So, one of my students, I think I mentioned it already, not today, but on a previous episode, one of my students was saying that he was like, my manager makes $120,000, and that's on the table for me. And that's what brought up the conversation between me and my coworker. I was like, and my coworker's like, like it looks like the NBA system inside of a corporation.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying? So
Oh.
all of these people are competing for these 400 and however many odd spots on the NBA in the NBA,
Mhm.
which is worldwide now.
Oh
They
yeah.
get people from all over the world now, but they're all competing to get into these top spots. And that's the same thing that these corporations are doing to it looks good, and we want you to work hard and do all of these things, and we're gonna make money all the way through this whole process, and then we're going to take your life, and if you're especially a black male,
Mhm.
they're taking your life. They are taking the years of your life and using you to make money, and then with with putting a notion in your mind that you're going to be successful and be that person, not take into account that you have to do some things as well to guarantee your success. Because that's the mindset and mentality that I went through. I was like, I know I'm not going to the pros. I'm a NAIA JV team, right?
Okay.
My coach don't even like me and stuff. Like
Damn.
I'm not
Bad news
I'm not
bears.
even you know what I mean? So
Sorry.
uh I'm not even on that caliber. So what am I gonna do as well? Because I still love the game. I love the game. I wanted to go pro, whatever. Everybody wants to go pro.
Yeah.
But
You have to get that opportunity.
yeah, the cards have to fall right. You
Yeah,
know, maybe if
unfortunately.
I woulda went to another school, but, um, the cards had to fall right. But if you're not taking the time to examine and explore your, goals and your interests and stuff along this path, they will use you. They
Yeah.
will use you for the youngest years of your life is what I tell people. You are getting you are about to waste the youngest years of your life staying in that corporation, hoping that you're gonna move up. When you could be maybe you wanna I mean, maybe you should go to school and work there at the same time so you can have that option.
Yeah,
Whatever.
double the whammy.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, this is all a strategy. Like, success is a strategy. It's all about what you get out of the time that you spend in a certain certain
Scenario.
scenario.
Yeah.
Yes. So what are you getting out of that time is money. That's all you're getting. You're not they're not giving you any value. And another trick that these corporations pull is that, oh, we'll pay for your schooling, but they only pay so like for so many classes per semester. So they'll only pay for like 2 or 3 classes per semester.
Mm.
So it takes you a little bit longer to reach your goal,
Yeah.
and people ain't gonna last. And it's
Well,
hard to work 40 plus hours
we call
and
that
do
the we call that the hamster wheel.
the hamster wheel, the okey doke, ain't that what they call it?
Yeah.
Don't go fall for the okey doke.
No, don't do that.
But you feel what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's hard for people don't know how to, manage a 40-hour week job, have their own personal life, and you going to class. You gotta be in class 2, 3 days a week
Mhm.
at night after work. How long that's gonna last for people? Yeah, they paying for your stuff.
You just gotta stay committed.
You gotta stay committed. I'm just throwing it out there that
Yeah.
that's what it is.
I don't think that's a bad scenario because it looks like you're moving forward. At least you're making the effort. So you got your job, so that pays you, that keeps a roof over your head. You're going to school, that's for your future and future money. And then you got your social life. And I know several people in my life that make that balance look wonderful. And I'm in awe. I'm not in awe like in a hater stance, but I'm in awe like that is amazing. And then I look at myself and I say 2 out of 3 is good.
2 out of 3.
Yeah, I'm not going to school unless it's something that I actually really want to learn about or update myself with, which would be some with computers or graphic design or something like that. But I'll be turning 45 this year, so I'm thinking more longevity. I'm thinking about maybe by the time I'm 50, that whatever success I have, I need to multiply it because I don't want to work when I'm 60, 60 and 70.
I
It
mean,
used to be
you on the path to.
it
I
used to
mean, you
be a
got
joke.
25 years in though.
Yeah, it used to be a joke that I was gonna be, never get to retire. But that's just how the world makes me feel. Like, well, I won't even get into this because
Nah,
it's
man, go
no,
ahead. I
because it
mean,
has nothing to do with our subject.
it's all
And
good.
but the way the world is shaped and the people that are running the world, you consider them a lifelong success story because they're old. So the decisions that they make right now, 5, 10 years from now, could impact all of us. It's impacting us now, but I'm just saying it's going to impact us a little bit harder while we're making fun of people and how they act,
Hmm.
and it's all fun and games. I'm sure it is, but people are making real decisions, and we as a whole of people are not included thought wise. You see what I'm saying? So we don't have options to hope success falls in our laps. We don't have options to, maybe have that handout or have that hand up. No, we have to make those decisions. We have to make those plays so we can hopefully not have to take the last shot at a buzzer beater. I
Right.
I
We don't.
want to already have the game in hand by the third quarter. So I can cruise in the fourth, lay the smackdown on you a little bit more, let you know
That I'm
when
here to
we
dominate.
yeah, when if we meet again, it's gonna be the same thing. It might be even worse. But that's the mentality I'm at right now. I'm trying to dominate as much as I can. So if I leave, which we all will have to leave eventually, the impact that I leave is minimal. Everybody can keep going on with their lives and keep doing what they're going to do. I won't leave a negative impact because of the success that I've achieved and the things that I stopped being afraid of trying. Because that's what a lot of people, that's their main motivation of stoppage. Trying. It's not hard to try. It's not hard to try and fail. Sometimes you fail and then you figure out your own solution to be successful. This man right here is success educator and also a producer of success. He has a whole book of how you can do the same thing, and it applies all across the backgrounds, all your ages, everything. Is never too late to start to want better for yourself. Like I said, I'm turning 45, and I've always wanted better for myself. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like there's more tiers to that success that I can achieve while I'm able to enjoy it.
Is that why you thought was thinking about this?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know I don't have a lot of days ahead of me versus behind me, and I
Yeah.
need to take advantage of this. So this platform, this whatever we do outside of this thing is a reflection of you. And I'd rather leave an impact than a distraction. So me moving forward, I've been telling this for like years, and I know that people don't believe me because maybe it's the tone that I say it in, or
The monotone tone.
but I want everybody to be happy while they're here, because you don't know. Science has not proven anything about what goes on in the afterlife that I've
Right.
come across. So
No.
this could be heaven on earth, or it could be hell on earth, depending on how you feel about your life. But regardless of how you feel about your life, you gotta keep pushing forward. You gotta push the
Push the limits of your
yes. That's where
push the
I was about to
limits.
say barrier, but push the limits of your success,
Yeah, or your capabilities. Push the limit of your capabilities.
because it's for you. It's all for you. Anything that you decide, anything that you try, anything that you want to achieve, it's going to benefit you. It could benefit some other people as well. But the main fact is that in order for you to have a happy life, you need to make decisions to make yourself happy. And not all decisions are going to be fun. I personally don't think school would be fun for me, but depending on the subject and who's teaching it, could make it fun, could make it interesting. But we're just talking about school. We're not talking about, trying to move up at your job or, trying to take on better roles so you can learn more to get more. Or, I think that works out. But you also have to have that base of who's around me that's encouraging, who's around me that is going to say that it's okay if you fail. Who's gonna be that
And when you
benefactor
fail.
and when you fail, because failure is a part of success. You can't get around it. You can't do anything. You can't even figure anything out unless you try. And that's what this podcast is for. It's a it's two brothers trying to tell you that what you think about at night, what you dream about, is absolutely positively able to accomplish. Doesn't matter if it's weird. Doesn't matter if nobody gets it, because there's lots of things that go on throughout the week that somebody comes up with a little dance and you see it, and then all of a sudden everybody's doing it. It's like the top craze. Now I can't dance, so you won't be seeing me on TikTok doing any of that.
You might see me though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's got some moves, but I want to dance in the bank. That's where I'm dancing at right now.
That's what TikTok gonna give you
Yeah,
the bank.
we trying to dance in the bank, and there's no rhythm for that. I'll slap you with $1,000 right now, but I'm just playing around. I won't do that. That's assault. Um, but yeah, the things that you want to achieve is definitely reachable, especially in this day and age with the technology and the young people coming up with just new stuff just because they're bored.
Mhm.
It's absolutely possible for you to achieve anything you want. You could be the new Wright brothers and figure out a new way to fly. I don't know. I don't know what your dreams
But it,
are.
it all takes work. That's the one thing. It takes work, and it take you might do it enough to be really good at it.
Hmm.
Um, and that's what you need to do is get really good at it. But at the same time, you got to do it over a long period of time because those ideas do not come out unless you've done it a whole bunch of times. And the ideas don't just come to you, or you can't you can't just say, "Come to me, idea." No, the idea just pops up. I got ideas all the time that I be having to write down that I ain't never seen before, and I'm like, "How do I execute this?" I don't know yet. So, but I'm gonna figure it out though.
That's what I'm
And
talking about.
yeah, so but it's after like I've been studying success. I was telling somebody today, I've been studying success and this for 12 years. Like maybe even what was it 2000 2013 to 2016 is when I was working at Avila. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Um, and that's when the work hard philosophy came about, and that's why when I got the what is that called? The acronyms
Hmm.
for work hard, and that's 2014, 2015 is when I was like, "Oh yeah, this is it." So that's 11 years, 12 years since I
Yeah.
started that journey. But even before that, I started my own journey, but I wasn't focused on trying to think about this idea of reverse engineering,
Hmm.
reverse engineering success. And what does that look like? So everything you want to accomplish is you're able to, right? But if you have a goal, you can strategically plan that out. That's what I'm here for.
There you
I was
go.
telling some people last night in an Uber ride, I was like, "Dude, I just concentrate on that work. I don't care what you want, but there's work that has to be done to get where you wanna be." So, when we talking about, yeah, going to work and going to school is good as well, but where is your focus at? 50-50 focus is not is not, um, conducive to the long-term success that you really want, you know? So, we need to edge that focus over more towards what you're learning and knowledge gathering,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So, that's where I come in and I'm like, "Man, let's go to a school that doesn't cost as much, right? So you can focus on going to school instead of, hey, I got this 10,000, $20,000 bill that I gotta pay every year.
Yeah,
You see what I'm
you
saying?
gotta maximize your potential at any level. Just get in there. That's all you have to do. So if you take a lesser school, you could get a scholarship that could help you out, but you don't need to at every level, you don't need the top tier to be successful. It'll get you there, but it's going to cost you. And how that reflects on you financially is either going to be a burden because you're trying to be the top flight, or it's not going to be a burden because you say, well, this person is going to still teach me, oh, not this person, this school is still going to teach me the same thing that a big Ivy League school is going to be, or whatever big
Mhm.
schools are, national,
KU,
KU.
K-State,
Yeah.
yeah, Division One schools, the
Yeah.
bigger schools.
Because you know
So,
what?
like, that's why I push back on, or I tell people, like, that's a scam to that that businesses do and corporations do to get you to work for them, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, they pay for it, but are you able to put that focus on, you still got 40 hours you gotta give to this company when you coulda just, I mean, went to a smaller school and had an experience, and skipping over that experience, and I can speak to this myself, like, I used loans so that I could have the experience. Like, I everything that I did in college was I paid for the experience,
Mm-hmm.
and I got a lot out of the experience so that I maximized my time in that experience in those 4 to 6 years, 7 years total with the master's degree.
Yeah.
So, you're not you're not necessarily going to I can't tell you what you're gonna get out of it, but I put a lot in, so I got a lot out.
Yeah. And the achievements that you did, even though you basically funded it yourself, no one can take those achievements away.
That's what I'm saying.
It's on paper. This man can go to the what is thing a park and scream it out, and no one can be like, "Hey,
You didn't do that.
you didn't do that." I'm like, I got a piece of paper right here.
And to tell you the truth, as long as we lived in this spot, or, I think, yeah, on my bookshelf, like, in my room, as long as I ain't even took out my degrees and certificates.
No.
Like, they got dust on them and everything. Like, I don't need to show those around. I don't need them behind me or anything like that because I know the work that I put in. People don't give me credit professionally,
Mm,
for the work that I put in
it's
for
crazy.
having 20 years of experience in all different levels of education, but that was self-directed. That's a self-directed, um, plan that I had, you know? It was when I was working at the elementary school, I was like, "Shoot, I'm only making $24,500. I don't have nothing to lose going after my dreams."
Absolutely not.
So, I mean, it's hard, like, that's the best place that you can be is having nothing to lose. And I still don't have anything to lose now. Like, it's like, "Oh, well, I'll have to pay my bills or whatever," but um, I'm not at a level that it's detrimental that I stay in a job,
Yeah,
that I'm not happy with, and
yeah.
I put
We
in all this work. I got 20 years of student services experience at all levels. You telling me I can't be happy with what I do? I gotta just be satisfied with what they give me?
absolutely not.
Exactly, and I'm just like, "Nah, man.
I knew we weren't
Nah,
gonna
man.
escape it. We weren't gonna escape it. I'm still working on mine to absolutely say no. Oh, I do have one. That's not on my schedule.
That's not on my schedule. That's not on my schedule. Nah, man."
Yeah,
I only say
we.
"nah, man" around my homies, though.
I know exactly
I
what
don't
it
think
is.
I've ever said it professionally.
Nah, you know, you have to word your words a little bit different.
Yeah.
You
And
gotta.
and and I'm not a confrontational person either, so, my experience at the school district that I'm at right now, um, people will be like, "Why didn't you speak up? Why did you do this?" Like, in my little ways, my own ways, I did speak up. When I asked, when we had the opportunity to set a standard for students getting into the tech programs, and we were setting the guidelines, and I got voted voted out for my suggestions. I was the only one that voted to have a GPA requirement for this, and I was like, all right. I mean,
Well, I know exactly where that stems from. That's a participation error. You know what I'm talking
no,
about.
you
Like,
gotta
yeah,
explain.
this piss the oh Jesus, sorry. The participation error is that everybody gets some sort of reward for trying.
Yeah.
Not being successful, not winning, not like in my
Not doing what
era.
they supposed to, like, that is
Oh, here you
directly
go.
having a less than a 2.0 and getting an opportunity to get all of your, schooling paid for, that's doing you a disservice anyway. You didn't put in no work at where you were supposed to put in work to get the opportunity, and I get upset because we have so many students that do the work
Hmm.
and deserve an opportunity. It's not just relegated to those that don't enjoy school or want to work with their hands. No. You gotta do the work to get the privilege.
You
You
absolutely
you
do.
can have the privilege after you graduate, and you could pay for it yourself if that's what you really want to do.
And most people
But
do.
and but you don't get this privilege now because you didn't do what you were supposed to. And that's all I was saying with that one little uh
You didn't include everybody.
huh?
You didn't include everybody. That's why you got voted out.
Yeah. Whatever they got savior syndrome, white savior syndrome anyway. I was the only black person voting on this.
He has
So,
risen.
huh? What'd you say?
I said he has risen.
Right. And that's pretty much, I mean, no disrespect, but I'm gonna talk about race too, because race is a big factor in my success and the success of people of color. We're only 13. Black people are only 13 to 16% of the population, but yet we get accused of doing all the murders and this and that and all of that stuff. Nah, man, that's not,
Uh-oh.
huh?
That too. We got two.
that that ain't right. That I
That
mean,
is not right to
but
accuse
one race
one
of
faction of life.
yeah. So success had you have to put in that element of race when you are creating your blueprint for success. You have to understand it while you're going through this process because you're gonna have all of the degrees, you're gonna have all of the certifications, you're gonna have all the experience, and they're just gonna look you over because or overlook you because you don't fit.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And that's what I think happened to me. Like I don't fit the mold. Like I don't play well with others, I guess. I don't know.
Oh
You
no.
know,
Oh no.
but I do. I do when I'm just there to do the job, man. I signed up to do this job, like, that's what I'm gonna do. Like, I'm gonna make it a fun environment for me or a comfortable environment for everybody, but I'm not here to take your job, steal your job. Whatever I signed up to do, Imma do it to the best of my ability so we can win as a team, and I don't think that's what a lot of people look at. Like, they don't look at the team aspect of it. Do you wanna win? You better get me on your team. If you wanna win, I'm the Swiss Army knife. I do everything.
Well, I think that's what is commonly going away is the team effort because you don't have to be good at everything. It helps.
Mhm.
It does help, but if you have associates, because you can't really say friends, so I say associates. If you have associates that help you along this grand stage of success, and they're successful, and they learn from you, you learn from them, then that's a win-win.
But people don't see it like that. They
I
see it
know
as competition, and I'm like,
it's all about
maybe it's a healthy
individualism.
competition if it's any competition, but, people will be afraid of your potential,
Yeah,
and I think people have always been afraid of my potential and my lack of not caring. Like, I don't care if you fire me from this job, like, I don't care. Like, I know because I ain't had nothing to lose since I graduated. I graduated in the middle of the Great Recession. And had to figure it out.
oh
Sleep on my mama's floor and on a bed that I pulled out, right? Every night for 3 years, 3.5 years. Like, with a master's degree, with experience, with everything, you telling me that I don't deserve something, and that was years ago. That
yeah.
was 15 years ago.
But look how far you've come just because of your
That's
determination.
17 years ago. I know, but when I start having this mentality, the Mamba mentality, the Jordan mentality and stuff like that, when it start coming out, people like, "Oh, calm down."
Oh
Like,
no.
no,
Oh no.
I'm not calming down because
You've been getting
you
this
don't know
full
the stuff that
force.
I went through.
We're not
Bruising
going
your
back.
ego. Like, I didn't even have an ego. I was just doing my thing. I was just like, "Hey, I'm about to get out and make $50,000 or whatever." And for 7.5 years, I made $24,500. Friends and stuff buying houses and getting their lives started. You know how degrading you make yourself feel, like, when you just see everybody pass, like, not passing, that probably ain't the right word, but, they just moving on with their life and you can't. You just physically can't. You monetarily, you can't. You can't do nothing. I was even paying rent. I was paying $400 a month for I mean, it was meals and stuff included, but $400 a month to sleep on the floor,
Yeah.
you know what I
We
mean?
all got to do what we got to do.
I know. I'm just trying to put it out there that
And
I went through some stuff, and that
yeah.
ain't even the tip of the iceberg.
And that's why nobody can tell you anything now.
I know. They be like, "He act like he know everything." Alright,
I
whatever. I'm just trying
I
to help you out.
I do.
I'm just trying to help you out, right?
You take 10% of my life and try and live it and see how well you like it. You
Right.
probably won't. You'll probably destroy yourself on the inside, which is also another tier of success. Being in a rut that you said you were in and going through the things you went through, you never wavered or decided that, well, the direction I'm going is not very successful at that time. A lot of people get in a rut or have a streak of hard time, and they are just, it's devastating for them, and then sometimes they don't recover. I have been a part of something where I thought it was really devastating and I couldn't get out of a rut. And one day I looked up and I was out the rut, and,
Right.
and I was like, oh,
One thing I wanna mention with that, so whenever you are in a rut or trial or tribulation, whatever you wanna call it, you have to for you to move on in success, you have to learn from that situation something. It may not it might not be what you needed to learn, but you have to learn something for it to pass. And if you didn't learn what you needed to learn, it'll come back around. But if you come back around, you're a bunch of times you're not listening to what the experience is giving you, the learning experience is giving you.
That's deep. I like that.
So, yeah, you gotta learn something. I'm not telling you have to learn the biggest lesson, but there's a little lesson that you can take from this experience, and so you can add it to the memory bank. That's what I do. I add it to the memory bank so that, like, I don't put myself in that position again.
Mm-mm.
So I talked to you about, the ladies or whoever like that, and you like, "Oh, I keep on getting the same," because you're picking the same women, you know what I mean?
Well,
Well, what that I'm
no, you're right in so many ways because I'm accepting the attention that I'm receiving,
yeah.
and it makes me feel good. But just like the subject of today is, I can break through and get to the upper echelon of, I'm not gonna
Your
cuss.
limits.
I'm trying to be all the way up with the top notch woman of my caliber. Because I mean, you look at me, you don't think there's very much, but I have thoughts and plans that we're going to execute pretty fast. So you catch me when you can. You better start looking up at the top of the mountaintop because I'm gonna be there. I'll be looking
But
down on you too.
but what I'm getting at is that the
You have to learn
lesson
the
is
lessons.
is because I see this all the time, and I'm like, if it keeps reoccurring and women's sports or relationship sports and things are, you can kind of see the pattern, right? And it's in the preparation for the goal
Mm-hmm.
that we don't look at, and that's the work. It may not be physical work, it may be mental work, but we have to examine, why did these relationships not work? Why did these plays didn't work? Why didn't we do this? And we make adjustments off of those things, and every time we make an adjustment, we get closer and closer to winning. And
Mm.
that's what I'm saying. That
Oh,
you see what I'm saying? Like that's
oh my goodness. Yeah.
because that's why I keep on. I'm like, dude, like you keep on choosing, and then like I have an ex friend that
Oh.
uh picks the wrong guys over and over and over and over again.
Oh
But
yeah.
you're not studying what is the qualities of these guys that you're picking, so that you can make the adjustment to pick somebody a little bit better. so so now you have a uh, negative relationships over and over and over again. Now you get used to the negative relationship. Now you conditioned yourself to kind of like that relationship, and it's always been bad for you.
Oh,
You see what I'm saying? And you
I
never made the adjustment. You never looked at yourself intensely, or you never looked at what you were doing to cause this, right? Because you are creating the action, you are accepting the action. That's still something. You're
yeah.
doing something involved in this cycle. You're not, it's not just a cycle going around you and you're just in it. No, you're not in a tornado like,
Yeah.
of bad stuff. No, you the one causing it, to you up here stirring it up on the side. You in a whirlpool. The whirlpool got real big
Oh
from
no. Hey, you know what? While you were explaining that, you know what song popped up in my head?
what?
That Mary J. Blige, the dancery.
I don't know that.
You, you don't know Mary J. Blige, the hater. Don't do the hater in this dancery. I'm
Uh,
probably not saying it right
yeah,
because
I have to.
it's
I have
not
to.
my genre of
I,
music, but I know about it if I hear about
all right. Yeah.
it. So yeah, that subject alone, and we just tip the iceberg, could be a whole podcast, and it would probably take at least 2 hours. Well, we're not gonna do that to
Yeah, we're
you
not gonna do
because
that too, because
we will
I could
have
talk.
we will have a podcast about being successful in relationships, but it does take two in anything that you do when you're including two
It don't
people.
take two, it takes you. Like, but it's really you. It
I was
is
being nice.
but we can't be ni I can't be nice. You can be the nice guy, I could be the mean guy, alright? 'Cause
Well, yeah, we'll flip the roles in
but
real life. I'm not a
but
nice person.
everything depends on you, and that's success. Success depends on you. What do you wanna do? You can't just be allowed young people, y'all are so conditioned by society, you don't even know it. You're doing things that are just trendy and you just
Mm,
grew up doing it and society is using that to their advantage. You know, they do studies on your habits so that when you walk into the store, like they have these things right here and when you walk to the front and in some of those like Marshalls, TJ Maxx and stuff, they have all that whole row of stuff while you waiting in line.
oh yeah,
That
that's
is
a
that is strategic. They're being
it is.
strategic on you and you ain't even being strategic for yourself.
It's like a phone call for $2. I'm gonna take it.
Exactly. I need it. I need it. I need it. And you they got
Marshall,
candy in there, chips, pop, water, flavored water and stuff like
I like the pictures. I ain't gonna lie. I go there just for the pictures. These posters that we have, I've been accumulating them.
But that's not what I was talking about
I
though.
know that's what you're
You
not talking
this
about.
dude is like them young kids changing
Yeah,
the topic
I'm
in the
trying
middle
to
of
be
this.
positive about Marshalls. And
That's where I got this in Burlington. Like,
oh, that's right,
yeah,
Burlington. I
but they
love.
had the same thing. I bought me a little flavored water with the mango in it and stuff. While I was standing there waiting in line for like 10 minutes with these these canvases in my hand. I had like $100 worth of candy.
Wow.
That was when I was, decorating my office at the school,
Oh,
you
okay.
know
I
what I mean?
remember
So,
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
that was good.
but
That got me
but
on that
but,
trend.
the real issue is that they are strategic about how they sell you stuff because this is a capitalist society, and they want you to be consumers. So they are intentionally, um, what is that called? Conditioning you to be a consumer for your whole life. So you don't think it's any because you're getting paid the most that anybody has ever been paid at your age
That's crazy.
in the history of America, even though prices are still high, but you're still buying the stuff.
You still buying it? I need. I
you're
need.
you're
I need
still buying the
gas.
stuff. And you just like are conditioned to want nice things and success, you're gonna have to give up some stuff. You're gonna have to sacrifice some of the things that you want to be successful. And I'm glad I'm speaking like I was built for this. Like there's jobs, the things that pay you money, and there's callings. I have a calling. That's something that you built for. I'm built for this. I was built in the middle of the Great Recession. Like my mentality got harder because I did have remember I told you there's two routes that you
Mm-hmm.
can pick from. I had two routes. I know he used to be I think he's retired now, but I knew the regional manager for Olive Gardens, and
Oh yeah.
we cycled next to each other for years. He always asked me to go into the manager and training program, but I knew that wasn't what it was gonna give me $80,000 while I was sleeping on my mom's floor, right? My mom and my cousin's floor, which would have been great, right?
It would have been great. You
But
would have been up and out of there real fast.
exactly, and sometimes I wish I woulda took the money, but or but I would have been spending 80 hours in the restaurant.
No,
I didn't wanna do that.
you chose a different path and you bet on yourself.
Yeah, and
And look how
I'm
successful
I ain't
you
got
have
no
been.
money for it,
You got
but
money. It's coming.
it's coming, but it's those decisions that shape our lives. I understood that job wasn't gonna take me where I needed to be. Like, I wouldn't be at this position being able to have the knowledge and the skills and the things that I do have currently if I woulda took that job.
Yeah.
I would, and my ultimate goal is to fund and run a life prep program for disadvantaged student athletes. So, I wouldn't even have the, group fitness element to
Oh, you
my
definitely would.
no, because the idea had to matriculate over the years. It had to come to my mind like, "Oh, I can combine this into this." You know what I mean? So, um, that is I mean, I've done all of this stuff. Like, I've done all of the work and, mental gymnastics that I needed to do to get to this point where, I'm able to be that person that I needed at 18 years old when I when somebody should have been just talking to me and, like, talking through these issues, these different scenarios and all of that. I had to make my decisions right. I didn't may have to make the right decisions, I just had to make the decision right, and,
Hmm.
I was always forward thinking in those decisions, and I always worked hard in it where I was. So, since I worked hard in where I was able to gain skills at wherever I was. Even I worked at, you know, Outback Steakhouse and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I did all of the stuff, but
Yeah.
I knew those places weren't going to satisfy my fulfillment. Like, I always have to do something with a purpose,
Yeah.
and I always have to do something with a purpose. So, like, yeah, I'm leaving my job in June 9th is what they said my last contract day is. Uh, so yeah, we're gonna celebrate for his birthday.
We're
We're
gonna
gonna
be all the
celebrate
way up, boy.
leaving.
I'm gonna tear June up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Imma tear
regulate.
June up too.
I'm trying to regulate so I don't go too happy, but I usually have a ball in June. I want to state something that should make sense. Not everything you think or you see is a direct. I just had this in my head and it sounded better and it's not coming out. The people you look up to or the people that you love or trust, they have a success rate. And success does not look the same for everyone across the board. Success can mean that you have children and you are taking care of them and no one has it, or you have three tiers of generations that you are overseeing because you are able to do it and you're able to pass down things and influences. Those types of people or those individuals are successful to me because they have obviously accepted what life has given them and turned it into success, not failure. A lot of things that people face in their day to day battles or whatever they got going on in their head defeat them before they even try to figure out how to be successful out of this situation.
Yeah.
So it's always two sides of the coin. Um, and just shout out to everybody that's doing what they need to do to be successful at their own level. And just know that if you decide that you want to take an extra step or you want to get to that next pillar or that next step or plateau or floors of success, whatever you think success is, do it. Attempt it. Try it. Do something. Don't be stagnant.
Always be doing something that is gonna take you towards an ultimate goal. Like, that's what I do. That's what I've done all the time. That's why, like, I have to do something with the purpose. Like, I have to understand why am I here for this reason. Is it just to get money or is it um I'll take less money so that I can get the experience so that I can have it for the ultimate goal. That's why I was talking about the different levels of education that I've been in. And no, I haven't been in them for 10 years apiece, but it's been a good chunk of of
Yeah,
time,
it's been
3
substantial time.
yeah, it's been 3 years at least for any one of my experiences at the different levels. That's enough time to really see and understand some things, and with my memory, hopefully I don't lose my memory. I'll be so mad later on in life, like, I done forgot
We were
everything.
we were doing so positive.
What'd you say?
I said we were so positive until then.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, that's stuff that you gotta look at, but, um, with me reflecting on the things, I reflect on a lot of things. That's why I like, I guess because I was the only child, I just sit there and think about things and interactions and different things that pop up and related to success and stuff, especially when I'm, like, reading books and things like that. They always come out, and, you know, I just think that, um, you have to look at your current situation and say, "Am I doing this just for money?" If you're doing it just for money, you better have a reason for what that, or you have to have a purpose for that money. If I was to take that restaurant manager in training job and, you know, get the $80,000, was I in the right mind space to not, or to do the right thing with it? Or
oh
you
yeah,
see what I'm saying?
yeah.
Or would I just spent it and been balling out? Like, but I think that's a part of success too, is that, the slower the turtle always wins the race, right?
Yeah.
But, like, you might need it in increments, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, maybe I didn't need the money like that at that time because it was still gonna hold me back because it would have forced me into the matrix, and then I would have had something to lose because I would have bought a house. I would have been, I couldn't have went back and um got $24,500 at my jobs. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To get the experience.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a teacher or anything like that by
No.
any means, so I wasn't gonna get paid the top price, but, uh, but, um, to get the experience, it was good for me to be able to start and fly under the radar. Like, now, I've been flying under the radar so much, now I'm about to jump out of the water, you know what I mean? And
Oh.
and they about to see me on camera.
You gonna Navy SEAL it, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Who's
you.
gonna carry the boats? David Goggins. Yeah, you need to get on these, motivational videos, man, I'm telling you.
The one that you sent me, I listened to.
I
He
mean,
always has a new one pop up, but I'm subscribed to him, but it does not give me a notification that.
yeah, you don't have to you need to be going in there seeking the stuff. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I do seek stuff, and I've decided that I want more.
Okay. But those aren't even really motivational videos. Those are just the lessons being taught, right?
Yeah.
They're motivational, yes, but I'm talking about, like, somebody yelling at you to get up off your tail and go, like, go
Uh,
do what you wanna do and go do, like, those are the I don't really send those to you, but I'll be trying to get you up to to what
you
I
you
be thinking
you
about.
do such a wonderful job. Don't think you're not doing
Yeah,
anything.
yeah, I don't think that, but I
Yeah.
just don't, um, I know some people aren't at the same spot that I am in, so,
Hmm.
um,
I'm getting
my
there.
motivation went from going to school with, music in my ear, for music to keep me going and, keep me reflecting on where I came from and stuff like that, to, um, the motivational videos, to books, to now it's all action. Like, I feel good when I put action to, my ideas and things like that, and now that I have a certain level of understanding of all aspects of what I wanna do and how I wanna put it out there, now it's time to take that action. take that action.
No, that's what I like. I'm
But,
all about that action.
so that's the 4 elements of success in the, work hard philosophy for individual achievement is, goal, mindset, plan, action. So I was developing my plan for the last, 10, 11, 12 years. So now it's time to execute on that. And sometimes I ain't saying you got to take all of that time, but and this is what I want to finish saying is that you don't know the exact outcome of the work that you're going to put in. We have an idea, but you don't necessarily know what the reward is at the end. So I had a student complaining about geometry and again, like and and she was just adamant about like when am I ever gonna use geometry in my life and this that I was like nobody can tell you when you're gonna that idea is gonna pop up because you did geometry right and you got a good grade in it or whatever but the thing that I know is gonna pop up is your resilience towards something that you don't necessarily have to do, but it's required for your success. You know what I mean? So at the same time, there was this para. She was in there and she was asking me about one of the placement tests, and I was like, and she was like, "Oh man, I don't want to take college algebra." And I got to take this placement test, and and I have to take statistics to be a RN. She want to be a RN instead of,
Oh, yeah, that's
you see
pretty
what I'm saying? And I was like, then you don't want your goal then if you up here
nice.
complaining about the college algebra. She was like, I don't no, I need to take college algebra. Well, you need college algebra to take statistics. It's a prerequisite for statistics. So
Yeah.
shoot, I need to get past that and statistics so that I can get what my ultimate goal is. If you complaining about the little things that a part of the process, the universe ain't gonna give you exactly what you want. You don't deserve it because you're complaining about I don't think I complained about the stuff that I did along this journey, right? I don't
Hmm.
think I ever. I mean, I wasn't just super frustrated with the amount of I was just like, "All right, this amount of money I get, Imma use I'm gonna get the experience. Imma focus on the experience and the work that I do and the effort that I put in so that I can move on to the next step," right?
Yeah.
And, um, especially young people in high school, which, they all say all the time all of y'all say it, "They're not teaching me what I need to know to be successful." Well, um
Tune
say that
in.
huh?
Tune in.
Yeah, tune in and don't disrespect the adults that are trying to teach you something along you know what I mean? It may not be they may not even be qualified for teaching you about success, right? So, and you gotta look at them people's lives and see if you wanna even be if that's the life you wanna live. That's
Hmm.
another subject, but, um you have to say the same thing to your parents, to be honest. Like, if the school ain't teaching you what you need to learn to be successful, your parents ain't teaching you what you need to know to be successful at the same time.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, that's it's just be real with it. Your parents also ain't teaching you what you need to do to be successful because you wouldn't even complain. We need to use school as a tool to help us in our journey, right?
Hmm.
And we need to have a different attitude on places that we have to be at, right? So I had to be at the elementary school, so I might as well do what I need to do at the elementary school because
Yeah.
that's where I have to be to, at least make a living, earn a living, or do whatever. But yeah, like there's no definite reward or outcome anybody can tell you that is going to come. I can tell you about success, but if you're thinking like geometry isn't going to help you, maybe it's the perseverance that you show in geometry that is really going to help you later on in life. But you don't know when that perseverance is going to be needed for something that is necessary. So
Yeah, that I'll accept that. That's a good scenario to do.
yeah, I'm just saying, like,
I was
I
I
get it
was
all the
I
time.
was a lot like your students.
I know.
I didn't know what algebra was. I was like, who's gonna be doing algebra as an adult? We got calculators. There's no A, B's, or C at the bank.
And they got AI.
Well, yeah.
And they
So,
think and AI, all everything at your fingertips, everything is a tool for you to reach your fullest potential. How you use that tool, if you use AI or calculators or anything to substitute your knowledge for your knowledge, you're giving that tool power over you. Just like I told the parent in the car, I was like, everybody, whoever says school is not teaching this or school is not teaching that or whatever, um, dang, how did I phrase that? Um, you're giving power to the school.
hmm
The more you want the schools to teach, the more power you give. So why you look over there?
oh, I don't know. Sorry, I got it.
But I think that's my thought, and that just came out in conversation. But the more I say, "Oh, schools need to be teaching this, the schools need to be teaching that," so you, you get allowing them your child's brain as much as they, you know what I mean. So the dude was saying his example was like nobody taught me about investing. If I would have invested, back then, I would be, at a
Oh
different
yeah,
space. And I was like, cool, but you got a 15 and a 14-year-old. What are you going to do to teach them? Are you going to wait for the school to give them? No, that's wrong, right?
that is terrible. That's a bad decision.
Yeah, you giving your power away as a parent. Your greatest power, even if you don't know how to invest, even at 49 years old, which is what he was,
Mm,
um, you go learn it with your kids because that's what you need to do. That's what they need to learn. Go learn it.
exactly. I'm sorry.
But you feel me what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
it's
I
on
definitely
us. That's why I
understand.
have on these things. It's on me.
Yeah.
So and I won't
Well,
lose is
I definitely ain't losing.
yeah. And that's a declaration of independence. That's I'm gonna put that in an ebook. You know what I mean? I got that's your declaration of independence. I got it somewhere in my. It's all gonna come out. So June 9th and or on the way to June 9th, all of this stuff is coming out because we got. I'm tired of flying under the radar.
No more flying under the radar. You gonna know us expeditiously. In the words of Ti, it might be his favorite word too.
Yeah,
But yeah. Do you want to do this 3,000 stuff, or how? What are we looking at time?
we about to.
You gonna wrap it up?
Nah, we got time.
All right.
Let's see. Countdown.
See where
10
we
minutes.
left
Yeah, we left off that.
out. Yeah, did this and then. Okay. Well, yeah. I think we did all these.
There's no place marker. Like you was on like 100 and something.
Yeah. Yeah. But I remember doing maybe.
Just pick a page that flip a couple pages or something.
No, that's cheating. All right. So we'll do this.
If you read it to me, I can. What's the one you about to read?
Uh, question 122. What is legal that you think should be illegal?
Yeah, we already did that one.
All right. Good. Let's just go over here. We'll just jump. Question 136. Do you have a pet? If so, what kind? No, I don't.
No, let's move on.
Uh,
Oh, hang
137.
on. I didn't even put the countdown on, did I? All right, go ahead.
It sounds like we did this too. 137. If you were a bartender, what famous person would you like to serve?
Michael Jackson or Prince. Actually, Prince. Like I know a little bit more about Prince than Michael Jackson and how many the vault. He has like over 10,000 hours of music in his vault.
Oh yeah,
So I would be like Prince, man. You was just making music, just that you went all in on that stuff,
very
and
talented
it's
man.
hard. So I get where people are like, uh, Prince was before his time talking about distributing your own music and all of that stuff. Like it's very hard to give away your talent to to somebody else that is not putting in the same amount of work that you are. So, that's why work is so important. Work is super important because you start understanding the game and you wanna go I allow people to, use me for, um, whatever they need,
Hmm.
but I'm using it for the experience. So, it's a give and take. What are you willing to do? And Prince was at that when you have 10,000 hours of music and you know they good music, like, you can just, chop it up and put it out, um, am I just gonna give that music to a label? And they're gonna own my masters when I did all of this work? No. And that's the level of work you gotta get to is that, like, I'm not letting anybody use me anymore because now I got all these tools I need.
Oh, that's amazing. I would like to serve Michael Jordan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that I might even have a shot with him. Depends on what he wants to
Pause.
drink. Okay, yeah, I can see how that could be a pause. But
You
Michael Jordan would be the person I would serve.
yeah, yeah, you gotta learn how to, I need to hit up, my guy for the cigars.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
because
sir.
Michael
So he
Jordan gonna wanna smoke a cigar.
and I'm gonna smoke with him.
Yeah, you ain't trying to cough and stuff with him.
I ain't gonna cough. I'm gonna
Y
be very professional.
uh, you
That's a different kind of cigar.
nah, people be doing the same thing with the cigars
I
too.
ain't doing it with the cigar. Let's do it. All right. Question 138. If you could choose your last word, well, that's dark. If you could choose your last words, what would they be? I think we did this before.
I don't know about that. Maybe. Let's just do it again, man. We don't know where we at.
All right. Well, that's the question. If you could choose your last words, what would they be?
You go first.
Um, well, I guess it depends on the situation. Like,
Am I dying of cancer or something? Like, or am I just, dying?
you could just come up with any scenario and just it's your last words.
Yeah. I hope I've just, I'll probably make a joke, like I want to go out like laughing with everybody. You know what I mean?
That's all right.
I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did it.
My last words would probably be a sentence and or a paragraph. Um, but I'm the chosen one. Chosen one is out.
Mic drop.
uh, question 139. Do you have a calling on your life? Oh, this is gonna be real good.
Yeah, that's what I'm in right now. I'm in my calling, and I took that direction towards being in education and all that stuff because I wanted to be somebody that helped somebody that needed it at the ages that I needed it outside of my family. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I became that person that I needed, and that's my calling.
Um, I think I have multiple callings, but the most calling that I think I have is to pass down information that I've learned to benefit others, so they do not have to find out the hard way.
But y'all usually find out the hard way anyway, 'cause y'all don't
Well, I
listen to
mean,
no dang body.
well, that's all right. That's not my fault.
His name about at least somebody told you, as is my saying.
Uh, question 140: have you ever let someone win an argument even if you knew you were right? If so, who?
I don't know. I'm pretty stubborn, so I'll make sure that people know I'm right. I let people win all the time. I just stay quiet. I'm like they'll figure it out later. And I don't know. That's a lot of people.
I do that to a certain extent, but if you're gonna intently try to make me believe the stupidness that you're trying to make me believe, I'm gonna railroad you.
Run you over.
Question 141: could you ever be a medical guinea pig? No.
No. They be paying like thousands of dollars though, but I don't want to.
I don't
I
know
don't
what
know
the
if it's a placebo or not.
I don't know what the outcome's going to be later on
Yeah,
after that money's gone. Uh, question 142: what is the most annoying thing about the opposite sex?
probably. I don't know, like attention to detail. Um, uh, what did I say to that little girl? I said something like, "I don't know if I want to be a girl dad now," because she was doing some weird stuff, and I was like, "Yeah, yeah, I don't know if I want to be a girl dad now,"
Okay.
because she was just complaining, and there was no consoling. I think that's the issue that I had. Like, hey, let's like, is it that terrible or no?
I like how you came in so quietly. Mine is going to be delusion.
Delusional.
Yeah. A lot of people I know are delusional. And if they just listen to CJ, they will be
Of the
undelusional.
opposite sex.
Yeah.
CJ wants somebody that he can control.
Yeah, probably. It'll probably work out for the best of us.
Nah,
Yeah. 143. How do you feel about investing your money?
I've been investing my money the whole time.
I feel
So
great.
yeah.
I mean, if your investment is you should feel great about that investment.
Unless you're younger. So our young people, um, your investment is into savings. So the more you save, the better off you'll be later on in life. So I suggest save, 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 um, save, save, because that's your investment money for later on when you actually get the knowledge and are able to understand your investments. So if you choose to use that money to invest in yourself or equipment or invest in stocks or whatever, that's your choice. But a lot of us come from not healthy money backgrounds. So saving is going to be a key asset to who you are or who you are to become to create that um, safety net. The safety net is gonna keep you in your right mind, so you're making better decisions. And I can go into the studies that have been done, but that's save, save, save
Save, save, save.
is your investment.
Question 144: what is something you'd like to grow instead of buying?
Watermelons.
I'm gonna say food. That way, I know it's not been chemically imbalanced
Yeah.
or injected.
When I get my condo or house or whatever, I'm gonna grow watermelons.
Oh, I like that.
You got to start them in like March. So I was gonna try it out here, but I had other stuff to do. Yeah, but once I don't have a full time job, I can I can study up on how to do that,
All
and I
right.
can make my own little thing, and you know,
Your own fortress.
yeah, sell
Question
watermelon.
question 145. How do you like or how do you like to take your coffee or tea?
Uh, uh, hot, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really drink none of that. One of the Mexican ladies at the in my group fitness classes, she was telling me I need to drink hibiscus Jamaica tea to
Mm-hmm.
lower my blood pressure.
Yeah.
I still ain't got none yet, but
I think I might have some.
you got some for
Yeah.
real? Like
I might
I
have to.
need stuff that's quick, man.
It
I don't
is
like
quick.
all the preparation
You
and stuff.
microwave the water, you put the bag in there, let it soak, and then you drink
Okay.
it. For coffee, I like cream and sugar. I don't need nothing extra. For tea, I prefer it to be sweet. Um,
Sweet tea, we done.
all right, well we're done
Yeah.
then. We're gonna stop right here. Bam, there we go.
But yeah, final thoughts on busting through our limits and achieving more success than we think or thought about.
Final thoughts for me is as long as you have a confirmed background of backing yourself and believing in yourself, you can achieve anything. You are not going to win over people with your ideas all the time, and you probably might not want to share your ideas all the time. But if you have a certain bracket of person in your life that you can bounce ideas off of, and they can honestly answer and tell you if you are making a big decision or it doesn't make sense to them. Those are the type of people you need in your life. You don't need yes people in your life. You need people that are going to not be afraid to give their opinions to you because they're afraid that you're going to get mad at them or whatever the case may be. You need to have people that are as just as strong as you mentally, um, and just as determined as you are mentally, so you can achieve what you want to achieve. It's very good to have a support system, but I say this to say that you don't always have a support system in certain genres of your life. Certain things you're going to feel like you're going to go and do by yourself. And that's fine and dandy as long as you come out on the other side of achievement. Because a lot of people, you might hit them with, hey, I want to do this, and they hit you with some negative stuff. Don't take that as don't take that as the gospel that you need to believe in. They're one person. As we stated earlier, you can make up a little dance and it can take off within 2 weeks, and then you'll be famous for 2 weeks. But the key word is that you were famous for 2 weeks because you took the risk. And a lot of life is taking risk and seeing what the outcome is or the results.
Yeah. m- my final thoughts are just be willing to put in the work. That it needs to be to in whatever you're doing right now. You need to put in the work. You need to be on time. You need to turn in stuff on time. You need to be constantly thinking about your own personal development because this is an individual process. This ain't a group project or not by any means. So your only ceiling to success is in your thinking. And if you go off of what people want you to do, because I guarantee you, if you're a decent worker at a young age and you're at one of these big corporations, they gonna try to keep you. They're gonna be like, "Oh, you could be a manager and you can make this amount of money." And now, next thing you know, you get stuck and you are stuck while you're in the youngest years of your life, and now you gave up your youngest years for a company, for the hopes of success, and money. Usually you get stuck because of money. And take these young years of your life and go after something that you're interested in, and have that interest also be attached to a career. I still don't have necessarily a career. I always wanted to be an academic advisor. So that was my attachment to my interest, right? That
Hmm.
was the career attachment to my interest. But have something that you are working towards and working for. Whether if you are just at a job to make the money, make sure you have a purpose for the money. If you're at a job because it's on along the lines of of your interest, make sure that's your purpose. You might have to take less money and go towards your area of interest, like I said earlier. But you have to do this a individual thing, individual self evaluation, and um, always be committed to excellence.
You got to be committed to excellence. If nobody else is going to be committed, you need to be, because it all falls on you, and be
It's
all the
all
way
on
up.
me, and be all the way up.
Yeah.
Let me get my theme music.
I go hard. Try to knock me down, you can't count me out. Work hard. No days off, I don't get no sleep. I go hard. I won't lose, you won't lose, you won't lose. How to execute, ain't no limit to my greatness, so waiting on you to work hard. Mama, I'm focused, I'm motivated, I'm prepared to beat that charge.